say with 100% certainty that the deleted emails, that the FBI is not going to find anything in there that's going to cause you to have to explain again?
All I can tell you is that when my attorneys conducted this exhaustive process, I did not participate.
Why?
I didn't look at them because
I would want to know what emails.
No,
why
because
wouldn't you want to know?
I wanted them to be as clear in their process as possible. I didn't want to be looking over their shoulder. If they thought it was work-related, it would go to the State Department. If not, then it would not.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know, that got by a lot of people on Sunday. Joining us now is Ed Klein, former editor-in-chief of New York Times Magazine, and multiple New York Times best-selling author. Is that the proper multiple or multiple times? Anyway, he's got a brand new one out, and there it is on your screen, Unlikeable, The Problem with Hillary. Ed, great to see you, sir.
Good to see you again.
Thanks for coming on. What do you make of that? And this is kind of new. I never heard her say that I had nothing to do with handing over the emails or picking out the ones. Is this preparation for?
Oh, absolutely.
You know,
it's preparation for blaming somebody else for this. I mean, I didn't have anything to do with it. This is absurd. She has a chief of staff by the name of Cheryl Mills, who handles everything in her professional life. It's impossible to believe that Cheryl Mills didn't tell her exactly what was going on with those emails.
All right, let's move on. The book, Unlikeable, there's some remarkable stories, but I want to focus on Hillary's health. You talk about that in the book, and you make some you know, startling revelations about her health, which, of course, as a 69-year-old presidential candidate, should be almost at the top of the list for people to be asking about.
They should. And she's actually released, I think, 2 or 3 pages of her medical records, which, of course, are nothing. And her doctor says she's fine, but her sources, the sources that I have about her, tell me that she has a tendency to continue to blood clot, form blood clots. As you know, the last blood clot, she fainted and had to be taken to the hospital. Bill said it took her 6 months to recover from that.
Yeah.
She has dizzy spells. Her hands, I'm told, are trembling. And she's gone to a neurologist about that. He doesn't think it's important, but it's there. She has to take time off from the campaign trail because she doesn't have the energy. This is a woman who's running for president who clearly has difficult and serious medical problems that need to be revealed.
Will they?
I don't think so.
No.
Why would they start coming clean on this when they don't come clean on anything else?
You tell a bunch of stories in here, you know, about why is she so unlikable? Why? You know, people say, oh, she doesn't have Bill's charisma, she doesn't have Bill's talent for politics, she doesn't have the campaigning skills, etc. What is it about her? Is it a sense of entitlement? Is it the arrogance? Is it the personality? Or is it a combination? What is it?
I think a combination of all, but I think the most important thing is she's always hiding something. You always feel that you're not getting the full truth, that there's something behind what she's saying, so that she's not sincere, she doesn't make contact with people. I mean, I could go back to her childhood and explain that she had a sadistic father who actually beat her brothers, who used to take the toothpaste. If she didn't put the toothpaste cap on right, he'd take it and throw it out the window into the snow and order her to go get it. So she had a very difficult childhood. I think she tried to cover up that difficulty, and for her whole life she's been covering up about Bill Clinton. She's been covering up about her own malfeasance with Whitewater, Travelgate, you name it. This is a woman who what you see is not what you're getting.
Forbes has a story out today. They take Bill and Hill's earned $230 million since they left office, and since he left the White House. They have all the forms, all the expenses, her campaign expenses, how much taxes they paid, how much her campaign cost, houses, you name it. And Forbes comes up with $50 million missing from what they claim they're worth to what they should be worth, because where did $50 million go? Does this surprise you?
Not in the least. Bill Clinton lives like a king. He has a penthouse on the 5th floor of his library that is the most luxurious penthouse you've ever seen. He holds parties there at night with various people. He flies people from all over the world in private jets to Little Rock to show them around. I mean, he lives off...
Where's the apartment? These penthouses in Little Rock?
The 5th floor of his library in Little Rock.
Little Rock, okay.
Yes. And he lives, you know, he lives off the fat of the land. So it doesn't surprise me in the least.
What's the most surprising thing you learned in this book? I mean, her attitude, we've heard over the years, disrespectful to men in uniform and Secret Service and military people. And what sticks out in your mind? You've researched it and you put it in the book,
Right.
Unlikeable. What is the single most thing that sticks out that you think people need to know?
I think people do not understand the depth of the intrigue, the backstabbing, the deliberate deception that goes on at the highest levels of the Democratic Party between these two almost mafia families, the Obamas and the Clintons. This is really a struggle to the death.
Why did he pick her for Secretary of State?
Well, I think for one major reason. He wanted to sideline Bill Clinton and make sure that he would behave during the time that Obama was in office, and he felt if Hillary was in the cabinet, he would hold off.
So they're pushing Biden to run?
Yes, they are.
The Obamas.
Biden does not get into Air Force Two,
Right.
the vice president's plane, unless the president says
Will
okay.
he run?
I think he will.
And what
yes.
will happen? Will he beat Hillary?
I think it's going to be a very difficult thing for him to beat Hillary, because Hillary has the money, she has the donors, she has the organization, and she has the time that he's up on her.
Unlikable, the problem with Hillary Clinton. It doesn't say Clinton, but I'll tell you it's Clinton. There it is on your screen. It's out. Get it, read it, and learn. Thank you, Ed Klein, as always. My pleasure. All right, folks, we're coming back with the Malzberg panel. Don't go away.